Hello, I'm Richard Sloma. I had the great privilege of receiving the Pole of the Year award in 2017, and presently I am the adjutant of Post 14 of the Polish Legion of American Veterans in Syracuse. I regret that I'm unable to attend tonight's dinner honoring this year's Pole of the Year, our post commander, Jeffrey Ciereck. I would like to thank Mirka Banach for the opportunity to make this video. And I would like to especially greet our special guests, Mr. Adrian Kubicki, Consul General of the Republic of Poland in New York, Mr. Stanisław Starnowski, the Vice Consul, and honored guests. It is an honor to offer my congratulations to our commander, Jeffrey Ciereck, for receiving this year's award. You've all read Jeff's biography and are aware of his honorable military service and his distinguished career as with the Syracuse Police Department. But Jeff's service to this nation, community, and his fellow veterans didn't stop there. It didn't stop there because it didn't start there. Jeff is made up of something more substantive. He is the son and grandson of people of great character. His grandparents came here as immigrants. They were God-fearing people, likely of very modest means, who came to the United States at a time when Poland was wiped off the face of the earth by 3 empires. Her people were not only repressed for their faith, language, and culture, but were also living in great poverty. They came here for bread, but they also came here for freedom, and in the process embraced the American way of life, the principles of liberty and equality. Those principles allowed them to work hard, save, practice their faith, and support their church, as well as cultural institutions. They were charitable people. They shared what they had. They likely shared with their family who remained in Poland. They helped build Sacred Heart Church. They built a parish school so that their children could be educated in the hopes of a better life. They spoke Polish at home and taught their children to be proud of their traditions, culture, heritage, and Poland's contributions to the world. They knew that 2 Poles, Thaddeus Kościuszko and Kazimierz Pulaski, came to this land and helped this nation gain its freedom. It was no coincidence that Poland's May 3rd Constitution of 1791 closely resembled that of the United States. Poles loved freedom, and they also understood that this was a God-given right, not a right granted by men or kings. That's the kind of spirit that flowed through not only the home of Jeff's grandparents, but throughout the homes of all of Syracuse's ethnic Poles. This community saw Poland regain its nation in 1919 after being gone for nearly 125 years. Then it witnessed the horror of Nazi tyranny 20 years later. Jeff's father and uncles made up the few thousand men and women of Polish descent in Syracuse who answered the call to fight fascism. They put their lives on hold, fought for freedom, and returned home to get back to work, raise families, and get on with their lives. 91 of them did not return. They have their names inscribed in the memorial in front of the Basilica of the Sacred Heart that many of us look at every week as we pass by and as we attend church. In war-torn Europe, Poland was in ruins with 6 million of its people dead. The Soviet Union, with its own brand of tyranny, draped its iron curtain of communism around the battered Polish nation. Its people were enslaved yet again, as the 2 spheres locked in a Cold War. Then came Lech Walesa, the Solidarity Labor Movement. Cardinal Karol Wojtyła became Pope John Paul II, and President Ronald Reagan challenged Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down this wall. And the wall did in fact come down, resulting in Poland's new freedom. Jeff was a part of that time in our world. He served in the defense of freedom during the Vietnam War era and during the Cold War. And he was a part of the community here who lived and felt all these things. proudly American and proud of its Polish heritage. And this is the foundation upon which led Jeff to continue his service to his fellow veterans, which he returned tenfold. As our commander, he has led us by his example. And in a phrase, Jeff is selfless service. He is a patriot who continues to defend his nation and stand up for his fellow veterans and veterans' causes. Jeff has been a member of the PLAV for 30 years, and he's been involved in numerous other veterans organizations. He has led us in raising thousands of dollars for local veterans during our annual poppy sale. He leads our efforts to place over 1,000 flags at the Sacred Heart cemeteries every year. He organizes dinners and recreational events for our veterans who are receiving treatment at the Syracuse Veterans Administration Hospital. During the pandemic lockdown, he visited our elderly post members. He checked in on them, ran errands, went grocery shopping for them. Most of all, he just spent some time with them, his fellow veterans. Jeff is also a man devoted to his faith, who has been associated with the Knights of Columbus and helped to organize our annual Veterans Mass at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. These are just some of the things that demonstrate the dedicated service that comes forth from a man who was forged from people of great character and faith who love this nation and their Polish heritage, which Jeff clearly demonstrates. So, Jeff, for all you have done and continue to do, we say thank you for your service. Thank you for your leadership. Bóg zapłać I 100 lat. Congratulations on receiving this well-deserved recognition as Pole of the Year.